So you are propagating the last satsang.
Yes.
What does it mean?
The last satsang, it means the last satsang, isn't it? Okay, it is basically for people who are already for a while official on the path, who have been with many masters, mostly. They write letters to me, and they have come to know meditation, they have read Ramana, whatsoever. So this is more for the people who are official on the path and are ready for the last satsang. Last satsang is truly for liberation. It is, I call it an underground meeting, because it is not public. So I do accept only people who are truly ready for that. Yes, so they receive a letter and they respond to this letter and also answering some questions. And they have been listening to the open satsang on the internet, and they just do feel ready to do the last satsang. They truly can relate towards what I speak. So people who are just step into being official on the path, they will less feel interested or attracted towards the last satsang. They want to be on the path. It is also a beautiful time, a romance, to be a seeker, yes, with God, with existence, yes, as well. And they need some groups maybe, and come to a point when they come to know meditation as well. Yeah. I find meditation is very important to come to know. So it was my path, meditation. A very scientific device, I don't even call it spiritual. And most of the people there do misunderstand what is meditation. That's why often we hear who is doing meditating and things like that, as if it is not valuable to meditate. Yes. Meditation is something you just sit official. Once a while you just decide, I'm going to sit down. Official, I sit down, I'm not doing anything. I'm not going to shopping, I'm not going to talk to my wife, I don't going to cook. I just really want to sit down and close my eyes and be a scientist. Does it make sense what I'm saying? Rather a scientist, to see what this meditation is pointing me to. What is it all about? Just to sit down and discard the boundaries with closing the eyes. And if you're very alert, you will notice in the instant there are no thoughts. You should not overlook when there in the instant there are no thoughts. It is that ordinary. But as soon, obviously, there are thoughts, but most of the people, they are so much focused on there are thoughts and so on, and then they overlook when there are no thoughts, how ordinary it is. There's nothing to expect from meditation. Meditation is rather pointing to you towards what is. What is? With closing the eyes, you discard the boundaries. And if you don't move this body, you will notice almost there is no body. Somehow you come to know beyond this body. And you're not trying to understand, you just sit there and you become aware of thoughts, which are maybe somewhere in the passive, but it is not really what meditation doesn't point you to thoughts. Not really to no thoughts either, but if there are no thoughts, which are so natural in the passive, if the thoughts are not important, then you can see what is so dominant, if there is no thought or not. This is what meditation points you to. Just sit fucking hell down and see what is all about. This now, this life itself. When you discard this body, the appearance, the thoughts, if they're now there or not. Soon, if you sit for a while, you allow the thoughts to be there or not, it is not important. Really not important. You can be even entertained a little bit with the thoughts, somewhere in the passive. So long it is not so active, just somewhere in the passive, no problem. But what is in the midst of thoughts or no thoughts so dominant? It is life itself, it is now, it is here. It is a miracle. It is beyond understanding. Meditating, you do not try to understand, you only see. You only see what is here. You do not go in your imagination either. You don't expect something to happen, you just only see what is this device of meditation when you just stop with everything. You are born into the realm of boundary as a body-mind organism. It is a miracle. Don't you ever have asked yourself, how it come I'm suddenly here? What is that? Isn't it? This is a very scientific question. It makes you human, isn't it? It is natural to ask that question. Sooner or later, this makes you human. It shows that you have a certain developed mind. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there you kind of sit there, this device of meditation, where there is only purely life itself. And you notice if the thoughts are not so important, if they're now here or not there, then they are so passive and often not at all there. What you notice is that your nature starts to shine through, which is always well, regardless this body-mind organism may feel like, you follow what I'm saying, which is very blissful situation beyond understanding. To sit in meditation, gratitude for no reason. You understand? Nothing imagined, nothing wondered. You follow what I'm saying? So this, to sit there and to come to know more and more what you saw in love in meditation, which is your nature, which is always well, which shines through. Even if you get up afterwards, it is not gone, because it is not something you imagine. You just more and more become aware of that as well. You follow what I'm saying? So meditation is so trustworthy, because whatever you come to know through meditation beyond understanding, it is not to think about it and try to understand or something should happen where you imagine things like expansion and I don't know what you imagine. Nothing to imagine. Scientific. Whatever you come to know beyond understanding, beyond language, there is a knowing. This is knowing you with your own authority. So through meditation, for myself, I came to know the light unto myself. I trusted. Meditation gave me the direction, being on the path. Through meditation, I immediately felt attracted towards, because I knew, I could see, I'm not the thoughts, and I am not the emotion. It is a come, it is a go. You follow what I'm saying? I could see, where is it if I don't think it? This is beyond understanding, beyond thinking of it, but this you come to know naturally, yes. And I could see through meditation there is a different way to be free than what we think in our logic how to be free. You follow what I'm saying? So I immediately trusted it. If you truly come to know meditation, you will not believe in analyzing, because analyzing is just having more and more thoughts, isn't it? You have to come to know beyond thoughts. When mind is in rest, so natural, it can be in rest so natural for a long time. It is so natural for this mind. It is nature for the mind to have thoughts, and equal nature to have no thoughts. Many times a day it has its nature rest. You tend to overlook, because you somehow, being a seeker, you cling to it. Silence! You follow what I'm saying? Yes. So as well, meditation points you towards what is. You have to learn to value what is and not want something else. You want to be scientific. This is the entrance to come to know what is true beyond the appearance. It is here now in the midst of appearance. This is the entrance. You follow what I'm saying? This is where you come to know what is true. There you do not go in your imagination. Yes.
You talk about liberating the mind. What does that mean?
Okay. So intensive satsang, the last satsang, liberation. Yeah, I speak. The intensive satsang is basically for liberation, to liberate this mind. So first thing, let me finish this, because otherwise, okay. The first step to liberate this mind, you have to come to know who am I. This is the first step. This is the ground. You have to come to know who am I. Yes. So this is, I introduce people only in intensive satsang towards who am I. We go through investigation. It takes a long time. Tao, me, Ramana say, it doesn't take a second, yes, to know who am I. But it is not so consciously known like less than a second. You follow what I'm saying? I do not exclude this beloved servant mind to come to know who am I. It is not known through thinking process. But when mind is in rest, is not separate from source, from the authority who can come to know who am I. You follow what I'm saying? Does it make sense to you? Yes. So in that way, this mind is included. Yes. So during that investigation, intensive satsang, the first 4 days, the question, who am I? We go through investigation, and what I'm doing there as well is through the investigation to come to know whom I. In the same time, you also come to know the tendency of the mind. Mm-hmm. It is very difficult for me to describe that. It can't be really this, but we go through investigation, but in the same time you come to know as well the tendency of the mind. Because it is so easy to think, I know whom I, but you don't know. You follow what I'm saying? You see, so far till now, many people came to me. They have been with Mochi, they have been with many different, with people who invite many people, right? They think they know who am I, and then they come here, they truly come to know who am I. You follow what I'm saying? There is great difference. You follow what I'm saying? So during these 4 days, you come to know very well how this creativity of mind function. You will no more be deluded with the power of mind. You understand? Mind is not your enemy. It is just, you have to recognize how it functions. It makes you human. It is to investigate, to see, you follow what I'm saying, the tendencies with the mind, and once you can see it, how it functions, you can feel it even in the brain before you even shift to having a thought, you follow what I'm saying. It becomes so obvious and clear during these 5 days how this mind is functioning. And through that, and naturally you come to know with that as well, to a point you come to know who am I. And to know whom I, it is an awakening. It is an awakening. And if it is not an awakening, then it is just intellectual understanding. You follow what I'm saying? It is not, it doesn't do anything. You follow what I'm saying? It is just something you keep on remembering and keep on telling people and telling to yourself, and you keep on remembering it. You understand? So this is not knowing who am I. And as well, people often think, I know whom I, and then I say, I know whom I, this is me, huh? I tell you, I have been on the path. My path was the highway. I went meditation. I don't went left or right. I do not go in my imagination. I am very scientific. I have been always trusting that not to go into my imagination. That's why I went not into healing, because it uses the power of mind, nothing wrong with that. But I was on the highway for liberation, you understand. So to come to know whom I am not satisfied with any intellectual understanding. Through meditation I can see very clear if it is something what I understand and makes totally sense, and I, somewhere with understanding I do recognize the truth. But I'm still busy with that. Oh, I'm awareness. The people relax as awareness till you're confident with that. What is that? Keep on practicing. It can't be practiced to come into the right vision. So to know who am I, you come to know in intensive satsang consciously. I say you have to come to know consciously, not I know whom I
It's more an experiencing.
It is not an experience. This is a bit mind-blowing. We can't talk about that. It is not an experience. It can't be an experience. Whatever you experience is separate from you. It can't be you. You follow what I'm saying? It is not an experience. This is why I can't speak it, but this is happening in intensive satsang. There is this tendency there, thinking it is an experience, but it has nothing to do with an experience. It is to come to know, once you come to know in intensive whom there is a laughter, there is a relief with that. There's a relief. It makes all the difference. It is not enough to hear I'm awareness, I'm consciousness, I don't know what people say, what is so, when you try to understand, obviously, anyone knows that. I know that since 79 being with Osho. But when I went to Punjaji, the first time really asked myself that question, it took me still after 2-3 weeks later when I came back to my bamboo hut, when I suddenly could recognize consciously whom I am. Consciously. Mind is at ease with that recognition, will no more wander with that. There is not, I do not know. There is a knowing, a recognition, but it is not separate from you. You understand?
It's a recognition rather than an experience. Yeah?
A self-evidence. It is a self-evidence. It's a true recognition. And it is not an understanding. It is a knowing. It is a knowing. And there is not a somebody who knows something. You follow what I'm saying? So saying that and understand that doesn't mean that you know so. You follow what I'm saying? Because for myself, I understood that. But as a meditator, if you sit in meditation, first thing you never ask yourself the question, who am I? Why you should ask yourself as a meditator, when you sit in meditation, the question, who am I? It is just another thought, isn't it? And then if you ask a question, there's bound to be another thought, isn't it? So as a meditator, you just sit there and you shut up and you enjoy. And you can sit there for long. The more you enjoy, the more you love it. What shines through in meditation, the more you sit there, is there no thought or not? It's so irrelevant, but mostly there is not. You know what I'm saying? But a meditator does not ask who is meditating or who am I. Because this is going to be just another thought. This is what I thought. But when I went to Punjaji, a good friend, a meditator friend, very good friend, like a brother being on the path, you know, he was also highway. He went to Punjaji, he said, you should go there. I don't tell you anything, but you go there. You have to check out this guy, he said. And this is when I, first time, then when I came to know whom I am, then I only understood. I had no idea why I should know whom I am. Why I should know? Just to find another identity or what? I believed always no identity. You understand? No identity. Why I should know whom I? I just couldn't understand why I should, but everybody whom I, okay, let's find out. And when I came to know whom I was surprised. As a meditator, I was surprised when I came to know that I thought I don't need to know. You have to know, you have no right to say I do not know till you have come to know. This is consciously have come to know, then this mind is at ease with the not knowing, because you have come to know. You follow what I'm saying? So when I came to know, I was surprised. There was a relief. And what happened in that moment when I came to know whom exactly what I was waiting for when I was sitting in meditation, though I thought I was not waiting for anything, but there is some kind of a love affair going on when you sit in meditation with existence, with God. There is no need for any thought, but your nature shines through, and there's this love and this bliss and these things. You notice that with just sitting there. So there was this kind of separation and this longing to disappear, to dissolve. Maybe waiting even for an explosion that is mind gonna stop forever, you understand? Something happening, you follow me? Some waiting position is there a bit, now you try to be, you are scientific, but but when I came to know whom exactly happened what I was waiting somewhere in meditation, and I tell you, I continue meditating. It was not for me that I thought in any way it is over, or it was not that I thought in any way that this is enlightenment or anything. But what a relief, meditation completely changed. There was, I can't explain to you what has changed, because people try, oh, what has changed? You understand?
Yes.
But it was so much better and great. I just would not want to stop to meditate. I have been found, yes, there was no more this waiting. It was over. So I was really just enjoying to discard the boundaries and just really enjoy, no, I'm found. You understand? But I can say to you, it is an awakening. Mind in rest, not separate from that recognition. And because it is so scientific, true, it is a recognition, mind is at ease with that. There is no wandering after that. It is a relief. You can lean back and you never have to ask yourself that question again. This separation disappears, you follow what I'm saying? So it is not enlightenment. I didn't think of enlightenment, but I was so grateful to come to know. I was laughing. I never asked myself the question. It is not who is in. Who is in is the wrong question. You can only find the stomach if you ask yourself who is in, who is looking from who, for whom, you understand. It's the wrong question. So I have got the right question with Punjaji. Yes. So then I continue to meditate and enjoying being in the ashram, taking care of the swans as well. And many things getting triggered in the ashram, more than anyone. When you go anywhere out, so you say so-called out into the world, but in the ashram it is really like a magnificent, how we call this glass?
Magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass. It's really, you will never really see it so obvious and strongly anywhere than in an ashram, you understand?
May I make a suggestion? I'm married, and I always call my wife my guru, because she can push the buttons. And
yeah, I mean, I'm not really into pushing buttons. Once you awake,
it's over.
You will not push. This is for the therapist to do. Any idiot can push buttons. This is the win and lose game, you follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I speak of the play of Lila. Once awake, enlightened, it is not a game. You understand? You may play football, but this is not a game. Once awake, once you know who you are, and mind is complete in its liberation, you are in the play of Lila. You understand?
What
then,
does...
Wait, I just want to finish that. Then you are in the play of Lila. You see, the play of Lila is when you are in the right vision. In the right vision, wait. Yes, in the right vision. You know who you are and you know who everybody else is. You follow what I'm saying? And you will relate only towards pure intelligence. It is everybody's nature, if they now know so or do not know so. And there is a nature, love and respect to all the living beings. It comes with that, you understand? For you, everybody is a Buddha. If they now know so or don't know so, you relate towards the nature which is dominant for you and everybody that just do not know so. And with that, these people notice there is great respect, love and respect. And this gives them, this is the support people need to relate towards people, yes? So if you awake and mind is liberated, you are in the right vision. So there is no more a win and lose game possible. You understand? You relate towards source, towards pure intelligence, which is held. If they know so, do not know so, you ignore their ignorance. It is for the therapist. Any idiot can poke in other people on and peeling and tell them how ignorant you are. An idiot can do, and they're needed for a while. Maybe, but it is not the job for somebody who is awake. You share in a different way that you support their nature which is so dominant with relating, not thinking I'm so enlightened. You're not owning intelligence. There is nobody to own anything. There's only source. So you keep on relating. You feel what I'm saying? And these people, they notice there is a respect. Nature, respect comes with that. They have never really known, and they feel the support. And this is what everybody needs, you feel what I'm saying? And so that's why I say there is this win and lose game, you know. This is when you poke, look how uncentered you are, look how unenlightened you are, what ignorant you are. Okay, there's a time you need that because this makes you also desperate. Your so-called enemy make you desperate. Now I had enough, I want to wake up. I keep on believing my enemy, you know, you understand? So I had suffered enough and I keep on believing it. So please come for the last satsang if you had enough. If you don't see what is fucking hell true, once for all. Don't think you know. Thinking I know is not knowing. You know, I was on the highway, I was very rebellious, I was also thinking I know, but I didn't think that I know with thinking I know. Does it make sense what I'm saying? Yes? It's just always funny once you speak certain things you think you know, and it is true, but still you know that you don't really know. It's funny, you know. You feel what I'm saying? So, come on, it is the last satsang. So to liberate this wrong vision, to know whom are you still in a wrong vision. You are born in the realm of boundary, this body-mind organism. It is still so kind of dominant, you understand. We have to be honest, we can't just be the spiritual best and say it's just Maya. It is not. You can't exclude it. Ultimately it is source. You can't exclude this play of Lila. You feel what I'm saying? So what you see, I call the play of Lila. Enlightened, what you can say, you can see yourself reflected in nature. There is silence, there is peace, there is beauty, there is pure intelligence overflowing. Love is triggered, humor, the animals, the children, I don't know, the people, they're really a big joke, they're annoying in fact. Slowly they become more a laughter, right? Rather annoying, right? So it is you reflected in that lila, but still you have to come to know whom I. You still. So this is the play of lila. So what is the win and lose game? Is the game of samsara. When mind is in the wrong vision, even if you know who you are not in the right vision. That's why people keep on practicing. They do not really know. In intensive satsang, the first 4 days, depends how big the coconuts are, call them coconut. They need to be cracked. Because they're, they can see the power of mind, they're just so deluded and think, I know. But they come here, they can hear Dolano, they're ready, okay, hit me, I can come to the radical Zen master, they say, yes, I'm a coconut, please crack me, yes. So we have a lot of fun with that, yes, there's a lot of laughter as well. But then, to know who you are, you need to take care of this beloved servant's mind who is still in the wrong vision. You know, you have collected ideas. And you have ideas about love, this duality thing, and there's so many how and this and that. So we go through investigation, through many investigation, to liberate this mind for you to see with your own authority. It is not contemplating. I have made some. Through meditation, I came to know beyond understanding. I just could see, being with Osho, being with the ashram, being on the highway, I could see a lot of provocation. And I could see this is what I want to be free of. I never thought about enlightenment. I had enough of this, I had enough of that, but I seem to ditch. I keep on ditching here, and I just always, from the passive, through meditation, I could more and more see what is the root of ditching in certain ditches and move to the wrong vision and get in a mess. You follow what I'm saying? So I could see it again, and so I have created. This was a process I didn't think of enlightenment. I want to just purify myself in a different way than therapists think or anyone thinks. This is just meditation, is so clear. So I was very alert about ditch and could see very clear the very root of many in different ways, which takes care of all these things. You're so busy every day. This mind is busy. It's not helping you already, all that what you try to become. It is not this. How many times you have heard? And there you still suffer. Okay, thank you so much. You know, you understand. Suffering is not your nature. It is not your nature. You know. So this is to liberate this mind. Liberation means freeing. So mind in rest is included to go through investigation for you to come to know from the very root what is true. And once you can see mind in rest, not separate from that recognition, once you really can see, and I am there to sit here to be very alert that you not go in your imagination. I can see, you can see. This is the role I play, that you do not get any knowledge. You follow what I'm saying? That you really can recognize. These are many awakenings, and mostly there is laughter or tears involved with that. And this is how this mind is liberated. Once you have seen from the very root, so much naturally is removed with that. It's just like, I have to take again this example with the earth is round. We were thinking somewhere, we think this is the wrong vision, the earth is flat, you know, and whatever is attached to it, you're afraid to work out. In the night time you may fall off the plate, basically, you understand. So you come to know the earth is round and say, oh my God, this is great. So you will no more think back how it was when you thought the earth is flat. So I have many investigation, and going through all this investigation, mind in rest, not separate from going through the investigation, will come to know, it will be liberated by that, and with that, naturally, going through the investigation and recognizing the very root, you naturally move into the right vision. Into the right vision. And this is never be done, you just simply in the right vision. You follow what I'm saying? There's nothing anymore to practice. So I say to you for myself, the liberation of mind, for myself, this is when the last little bit, I had no idea. This is, I told you, on the path, knowing who am I, but I could see these ditches, this provocation. This is all not having a plan to be enlightened or anything. This nuisances, you know. I want to move out. These are all nuisance. I don't want to be part of it. I don't like it. And how I ditch, how I keep on ditching, how this is the wrong vision, still being in the wrong vision. You follow what I'm saying? So this is how this investigation has been created. This was my path without thinking of enlightenment. So to know who am I never thought a single moment is enlightenment. Only if mind was this coming to know this ditches how to move out, seeing the very root of all many, till it was to a point when it was complete. There was a last little thing, I didn't know it was the last little thing. I was not bothered with it. I was fine. I never think of enlightenment. This is only for Osho anyhow, right? You know, so I was not. I was so fine with meditation to know whom I'm working. I don't want these ditches anymore. I hate them. I don't want to bath. I walked naturally on that, you know, with no mind, with passive, you know, naturally. So the last thing was gone. This is when I was sitting there, I was painting, not doing anything. I didn't want to create anything. I was just painting, listen to music, and the passive, you know, notice, not so notice, also some entertainment, you know how it works, this body-mind organism. The last single wandering was so-called answered. I didn't know it was the last, but when I could see, I didn't even notice I was so wandering. It was not annoying or anything, just something a little bit wondering about it. So when that was answered, in that instant, it was a surprise. I thought, my God, this is the last thing I needed to know, I was looking for. And now it is all over. And it is all over. I never expect it could be over. It was just as if everything falls into its place like puzzles, into perfection, and the lines are disappearing and it's all over. There is no wandering, no quest. I could just take off my robe, I don't know what. You follow what I'm saying? And then there, in that moment, I could recognize what enlightenment is. I had no idea. There I could recognize what enlightenment is. It doesn't look like anything, but that was complete, and there I could recognize what enlightenment is. And then there as well I could see, oh my God, also I could see what I was looking for. I never knew actually what I was looking for. I call myself a seeker. People telling me I'm a seeker, okay, or I'm a disciple, or surely I'm for truth, you know. I don't know if I was seeking something, but when this, basically I can also say the drop or the puzzle all fall into perfection and the lines that disappear, and I could recognize what enlightenment is, which has nothing to do with whatever I thought about it or imagined or understood. You know, I would not have to ask anyone. Anyone would recognize this to be enlightenment. It can't be otherwise for anyone else. And I knew, and I could see the first time what I was looking for. I didn't know it the whole path. I didn't know what I was looking for. This is what I was looking for. And then I also knew with that everybody is looking for that. What else they would look for? And for that, this is what's happened from here to there. There could be a date for that. But I did not decide to write a date. I know only the year. Because, I don't know, you know, these masters, these Buddhas, they have this, yeah, I could have, I looked at the watch. It's true, yes. So this is what I share. I say the liberation of mind. This is what enlightenment is. Then there recognition is possible. And if you go to intensive satsang, even if it is not complete, you more and more smile, you more and more can see what is all about enlightenment. It is not what you imagine or so on. You follow what I'm saying? So it is possible to liberate that mind. Of course, you need to have a certain maturity. You have to try first so-called the impossible. It starts with understanding, and you try to do things. You have to, because if you don't do so, this mind has to see, because this mind has to things I can do and have to do, and then needs to learn I can't do, and la la la. And then you start to meditate, and this mind starts to come to know that there is something greater than thoughts. This mind can come to know it's not your enemy. There is something greater than my thoughts. When I'm in holiday, that there is the true knowing. Mind can know. So who say mind is in any way your enemy? Mind longs for liberation. To a certain point, longs for liberation. How you can in the end separate this body-mind organism? How you can? It is you as a human. You are incarnated. Yeah, source incarnated as a human, the highest developed mind potentiality to awaken, to come to know source. Source wants to come to know itself through appearance. What is wrong with that? Why you want to call it Maya? Why you want to put it down with Maya? You follow, it is the entrance. You only put it down because you think this body has to die. Oh, I'm not this body, I'm not this body. It is all just Maya. Yes, it is Maya. It's good. You have to hear so. It is not permanent. But it is your reflection. It is your beauty. It is not just consciousness, awareness. I don't know what you have collected in your mind and nothingness and bullshit. With your logical conclusion, this creativity of mind, is limited towards understanding and logic. And this mind can only end up with nothing, because nothing is logic, isn't it? Yeah, and this is your understanding, a frustrated enlightenment, disillusioned. Yeah, disillusioned enlightenment, I call it intellectual enlightenment. It is not that disillusion. It is not frustrating to be enlightened, to awakened. You understand? It is not. So, okay, this is what I can say, what I'm doing in the last satsang. And then, first days to investigate whom I was, that you come to know very clearly how this creativity of mind is functioning. It is very clear for you. And soon you will start listening totally different to Dolano than how you usually listen to any masters. You listen different. You listen different. Naturally listen different. And then we go through this investigation to help this liberate this mind. This intensive satsang is perfect. I have seen the very root of some places, and everything is attached to that. When you have seen that, anything else goes with it, away. It becomes powerless, disappears. So there is not anything to integrate or anything. You have seen the truth, there is nothing to integrate. Which, if you come to know the earth is round, you will not have to integrate, right? So there is nothing to integrate. It is just removed. So, but you need to see it, and it takes some time, effort to see it. It takes a doing, a seeing. This is the last effort. The last satsang is the last effort to recognize what is true. I help you to recognize, and not having an intellectual stupid understanding. Each investigation, it is an awakening. You follow, and then, so once we went through all the investigation, then we have question answers. Only then I start to answer question. And then when I answer question, it is no more Dolano knows and you do not know. You are, you know who you are in the right vision, and whatever I say, you can see for yourself this to be true. You follow what I'm saying? It is just fastening up some little wandering in the mind, because I say to you, this has to go away, this wandering. You understand? Mm-hmm. So this is, in the question answer, I complete certain things. So it takes a whole month and a lot of listening. So this is about the last satsang. So I invite people who are ready, who truly want to wake up and for the end of the path. It is possible, because it is your nature, it is never becoming. But these are only hints. It is not a becoming. It is a hint. It doesn't mean that we don't need to do something. So this last satsang, it is the last effort you make. You have done many efforts. You have done not to do. You understand? You have done not to do. Yes? Yes, you're still busy with effortless efforts, right? and I'm almost enlightened, or I am enlightened. Yeah, if you're enlightened, don't even ask, don't come to Dolano. I can't help you if you're enlightened, sorry. I can't help you, you follow what I'm saying? So, now you can ask question.
So where does the confusion of the mind come from? You say liberating the mind, get the right vision. So how does the confusion come into being, and how is it resolved finally? Can you elaborate on that?
Okay, I can tell you how it come, because you can also relate to it, but I will not tell you how it's going to be different, how to liberate this mind. It is different how the logic thinks to be free. Yes, that's why it is also so important that you come to know meditation. You don't need to sit in meditation for hours and hours and for years and years. You have just to get the message of meditation. This is all. And I think if you listen to the open satsang, people write me that they seem to more and more get clearly what is it all about meditation. You have just to get the device of it and see what it points you to. You just sit there more like a scientist, rather a disciple who desires and wish. So this is the root. And then it's so easy to go through investigation for yourself to see with your own authority what is true. You understand? This is so you can come to know meditation quite in a short time. Even if you're in love with nature, you know meditation, you just come to know already meditation, to be in love with nature, with sitting quiet somewhere in nature. You know in a way already. So I do also accept often people who are in love with nature. They know meditation, yes. So how it comes, this wrong vision, is because you're in the realm of appearance. Even you know, mostly you don't know. Till now nobody who came to me truly has come to know consciously there is a so what with that. You understand? Because anyone can understand. You have to notice the relief, and you lean back, and there is a difference to know and not to know. There is a difference, you follow what I'm saying? There is an awakening. You have to see that there is an awakening. Otherwise, you do not have come to know who you are. And with that, immediately I take care of this mind, because this mind is still in a duality vision. There's so many things. You're struggling with emotions, even, you understand? It's difficult to me to say, because I have forgotten. People write to me what they are struggling with. I can take care of all these things, so-called identifications, with identification, with your relationship, with your idea about love, with your little war going on, a lot of active thoughts you have where you disagree with about what is going on. This war in your mind needs to disappear. It's your wrong vision. You're still part of the war, you follow what I'm saying? So long this creativity of mind isn't a wrong vision, you're still part of what is going on that planet, what is going on with war and cruelty. I say to you, it is not, everything is not God. I say, this, what is so-called going on that planet, which is violence and cruel, and killing and raping children and hurting animals, and I don't know what is going on, and cruelty. This is this non-liberated mind. You follow what I'm saying? This is not the play of Lila. This is not source. It is not your nature. It is the non-liberated mind. You follow what I'm saying? So it is not God. Your nature is goodness itself, pure intelligence, source. It is God. Goodness itself, there's nothing cruel about you, nothing stupid, no schizophrenic. You're purely God, goodness itself. But what is cruel and part of this violence, what is going on, it is, I say, this is not that simple. Everything is God and everything is just right and perfect, blah, 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 blah. No, this is this non-liberated mind. Source incarnated as a human makes the effort to come to know itself by itself, but is born ignorant because has the potentiality to come to know. Am I ignorant with appearance as well? First as a baby, innocent, purely God, but this is ignorance because you have the potentiality to awaken. As a human you are ignorant as a baby because you have to come to consciously, you can wake up. And then you not knowing is divine because you have come to know. As a baby it's ignorance. It is not knowing. You understand? You can have sex, I do not know, I do not know, I do not know, I do not know, this is, I don't know. Ignorance. You understand what I'm saying? So, incarnated as a human source makes the effort as a human to awaken, to see itself reflected in that play of Lila in its pure health. This is the effort, there is no reason for that. I don't question that, it is my nature. I can't be otherwise than be on the path, official on the path. I never decided that. I could not be otherwise. You understand? I could not do otherwise. It is, makes you human. And this is the effort of source. You can't just call it Maya, if what I'm saying, the appearance, only because it is not eternal. If you just want to call it Maya, then you see yourself as an appearance. This is me, as if I have never existed in the first place and it has never happened. This is being identified with that, but your source as a reflection, the beauty, you are reflected. Why you want to call that Maya? Once you know who you are, you follow what I'm saying? And it's pure health. Innocence, the flowers, the beauty, seen through you. This is what source, once you know who you are, you can say, yes, this is what I want, and you are source. You follow what I'm saying? So this is beyond physics. This is, I love physics, I love it. But there is something is missing with physics. They have to ask themselves, who am I? They have to come to know there are things can be known which is beyond understanding. It is known. It is known with the third eye, not with the two eyes. You see, with the two eyes you see what you can touch. With the two eyes I can see you, I can see what I can touch, the boundaries, with the two eyes. But with the third eye you can see what can't be seen, but you can see. And this is what knowing is. You follow what I'm saying? And it's beyond understanding. And this doesn't mean that it is not scientific. So this physics, they do not know that path. That's why they end up with zero. It is not zero, you follow what I'm saying? As a human, you awakened. And nothing is not nothing, you understand? You follow what I'm saying? This is only the understanding. Frustrating enlightenment. So this creativity of mind is just simply in the boundary vision. What is needed? A turn, a shift. And it's naturally happen through going through investigation in the intensive satsang that you're naturally going to be in the right vision. There's nothing to practice or even think of it. You can't be otherwise. It is then it is your nature, but it is all what it's just all what is seems to cover it is gone. Mind liberated is no more separate from pure intelligence, from source. It is all removed, you understand? It's pure source, goodness itself. And it is very useful for source to be creative, to play in the garden, to be playful. From source, because source itself is silence, eternal. So it has a vehicle to be playful for no reason. So why you have to have reason and calling and need to call it Maya? You call it Maya because you need to have reason, right? A reasonless play, then it doesn't need to be Maya. No, this body will die and come to know who you are. And appreciate your reflection, so long it's there. Be playful in that lila. Don't put it down, you understand? You need to disappear as a separate entity. This you needs to disappear. You have to come to know who you are. Then you and liberate this mind. Then you are in that right vision. So I think this is so far cleared, huh? I think I have cleared the question as well. Yeah.